So, today I'm going to be reacting to what happened to Rec Room. So, yeah. Let's just get onto this video. I think I've already watched a few seconds of it off camera on accident. Don't know if that was on purpose or on accident. But wait, subscribe to this guy. I'm not going to subscribe to him because I may subscribe to him possibly. But yeah. Yeah. There's so much videos going on about Rec Room shutdown. Like, I played Rec Room for like a small amount of time, but I just thought that I didn't want it on my VR list because there was like just it was like a lot of space for my VR because especially for me also having Gorilla Tag.
Rec Room had the potential to become one of the biggest VR games of all time. It had everything going for it: a growing player base, console and mobile releases, a way to meet new people during quarantine, and the kind of momentum most VR games never even get close to. But success like this doesn't come without consequences, from AI slop to greed, and eventually having to lay off a significant portion of its entire staff team, leading to Rec Room shutting down forever. How did this happen to a game doing so well? What is the future of the game? And how did Rec Room die? Well, the story of Rec Room starts all the way back on May 12, 2016, in a Vive subreddit post.
Alright.
Someone would post a comment saying, "Hey Vive, we are a small VR game developer."
Alright, so, people are saying that they shut it down so they can make Rec Room 2. I highly doubt that's not true, but it's going so crazy, like it has chance to be real. I don't believe it. I won't believe it, but yeah, let's just keep watching.
Based in Seattle, we are making Rec Room, a virtual reality social club where you play active games against competitors from all around the world. Here's a sneak peek at a very early test of our avatar system. Inside this GIF that they added in the post would be the very first thing we see of Rec Room in its early development phase. After that post, things went quiet, but behind the scenes, Rec Room was still being built, and in June of 2016, where the game would make its release to Steam for Steam VR users to play the game. While only having around 90 players at this time, the game would finally start to catch some traction in the...
That's why I played GD on! I didn't know Rec Room was on Steam. I would have downloaded it. Because all I have is Jump Trash, and I tried getting Escape, but I realized I need a controller. Wow. Nah.
Right. Of 2016, big content creators like Jacksepticeye and DanTDM discovered the game. They upload...
I have no idea who any of these people are. What?
Videos showing themselves playing ping pong, exploring the lobbies, and interacting with other players. This was big because not only did these videos get a lot of views, but it also introduced a big fan base to Rec Room that didn't know what the game was, which in return, instead of having that average of 80 to 90 players...
My friend, like my brother's best friend, his like older brother loves Rec Room so much. Like, I once saw him playing, and I was like, "What you playing?" And he was like, "Rec Room." I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Just this game." And I was like, "Alright." So like when I got my VR, I learned about the game. And then like 3 months later, after I had my VR, when I was like all good at Gorilla Tag and download some other games like Scary Baboon, I was like, Rec Room. I was like, hearing like that Rec Room was getting shit out. I was like, wait, is it that game that he told me about? And I was like, so like shocked because like I was like, dang, his favorite game is getting shut down.
It would shoot up to around 200 to 300 players, which is pretty good considering at the time there were only a couple.
Also, I also played Rec Room for a little bit, but yeah, like I think I said this earlier. I just didn't want it to cost space. I think I said that earlier.
Our headsets out, and in February of 2017, Rec Room would release one of their many quests to come out called Golden Trophy.
What's that?
In a quest, you basically fight swarms of enemies through multiple levels until eventually you fight a boss and get rewards. These
That's
rewards
just like
consist
Wizard
of gear
Mode.
that they made specifically for those games. They were fun and engaging. You beat a boss, you get gear, and so on. It was a pretty...
I think I learned about the Rec Room shutdown from Flushy. Cause like I always watch his video. I still watch his videos or shorts, his commentary videos. I think they're actually really cool. I like his content.
simple yet fun concept. They would continue to release constant quests throughout the months of 2017, and every single time they would do so, the player count would spike as people would come back to the game to play the new quests and win the new rewards. In November of 2017, Rec Room would officially release the PlayStation, with the PSVR becoming the...
So, it was Steam to PlayStation now from 2017?
Rec Room decided to capitalize on not only the PSVR fanbase, but also just PlayStation in general. This was their first time releasing the game where you didn't actually have to play VR if you didn't want to, which of course would drive more players to their game. And after this, the game would slowly start to stagnate in the following months, and sometimes even dip, as they didn't really make any meaningful updates or crazy changes in this time period until November 6, 2018. This is where they would introduce something they called the Maker Pen 2.0. The Maker Pen 2.0 allowed any player in the game to create a game within Rec Room, basically what Roblox does, which honestly was a really good concept, as what other VR game was even close to Roblox at the time. This change would make even more players come to Rec Room, shooting the players up from 300 to around 600. Now that Rec Room had players making maps for them, they didn't have to release as many quests or games as they had.
Now if I'm just thinking about Gorilla Tag, Monkey Blocks, and V-Stomp. Wow. Like Virtual Stump like doesn't like you just like code stuff and that stuff, because I've played the new Macrooms map and Gorilla Tag. It's actually pretty cool.
Doing it for them. So the next big thing Rec Room did was not until May of 2019 when they would release their game on Quest, which was one of the only games on the Quest at the time. This change would make Rec Room's numbers go crazy, going from around 600 players all the way up to 3,000. And while that number wouldn't last long, it was still impressive knowing how their game was doing before. Once again, updates would become somewhat scarce until the iOS release in November of 2019, which was massive because till this day, there's basically no VR games on mobile. In March of 2020, the world would go on shutdown, which, while bad for most reasons, it was good for Rec Room. This caused more people to start buying VR headsets and staying inside more. Their players would continue to go up rapidly and keep increasing.
Bro, I'm on summer break, and I like barely play outside. I was playing outside like a few hours ago. I was doing a baseball drill, but
all the way until January of 2022, where they would reach their highest player count of 7,000 players.
Oh my
and this is not accounting for all the Quest, mobile, and console players. While this number was insane, that player count would only last for a month, as in the next months, the game saw a massive dip in popularity, going all the way back down to 3,000. This was mainly because Rec Room just stopped updating it and relied too much on the players to make games for them. In the years following, Rec Room would make the worst decisions any game could possibly make ever. They would start to increase prices on everything, trying to get any bit of money since the game was declining. After this didn't work, they would add custom clothing, allowing players to make their own clothing. This was lazy by Rec Room. As I said earlier, with the players making maps, Rec Room did the same with clothing, giving them less things to worry about while profiting. They also dipped their fair share in the AI, with players having every single game having a cover made with AI. Rec Room tried to make an AI robot that can make a room for you, but this just backfired and was a terrible addition that wasn't even needed. And at this point, they were grasping for anything to bring their game back. Eventually, this dip in players and failed to bring the game back, it would really start to die. And with them losing money rapidly and not being able to sustain the game, they would lay off.
What? I thought Rec Room just shut down. Like, I thought that game was just a straight line of popularity. Like, just a straight line of just, like, the same, like, kind of like, let's just say, like, 4,500, 4,300, 4,200. Like, kind of like, you know, like, I just thought, like, I never knew it went, like, and up and down, like
56% of their staff team, which also included some creators that made content for their game under their partner program. With creators not making content on the game anymore and with most of their staff team gone, Rec Room would make the tough decision to shut down their game forever. In a statement made by Rec Room, they said, "What this community built together is incredible, and something we'll always be proud of. Even today, millions of people are showing up to spend time in this fun and welcoming place every month. Despite this popularity, we never quite figured out how to make Rec Room a sustainably profitable business. Our costs always ended up overwhelming the revenue we brought in.
I know,
With the recent shift in the VR market, along with broader headwinds in gaming, the path to profitability has gotten tough enough that we've made the difficult decision to shut things down."
I saw it. I saw
just
that.
Like that, Rec Room was gone. Years of memories, thousands of player-created worlds, millions of interactions, all of it shut down. For a lot of players, Rec Room wasn't just a game. It was where they met their friends, where they spent hours after school, or even where they escaped during one of the weirdest times in the world. And when a game like that disappears, it leaves a gap that's hard to replace. You may ask the question, could this have been avoided? Looking back at everything, it's easy to say Rec Room could have survived, but realistically, the signs were there for a long time. The lack of a...
I thought that Rec Room shut down because they didn't pay, like, they weren't like, because like I think it was probably $3.5 billion or something. That's what I heard with J-Man. But I think it was like I really actually don't know what happened. I just remember about trying, like when I deleted it, I was like thinking about like looking at the new trailer of it. I think no. I think when I was like about to download it again to see like what has changed, and then like I saw that note um like this note. So like I was like, bro, it's shutting down out, and I was like, dude. But yeah.
The lack of updates, the shift towards monetization, the over-reliance on players to carry the game, none of these things kill a game instantly,
Red
but over
Pinball's
time,
getting kidnapped.
they add up. And eventually, there's a point where a game can't recover anymore. And honestly, Rec Room isn't the only game this has happened to. In fact, this is something we've seen over and over again. Game blows up, builds a massive community, then slowly loses direction trying to keep that success going.
Yeah, but,
because making a popular game...
I remember I was in that time when that happened to Fortnite. And I was one of those people. I was literally one of those people. I quit Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite anymore. We posted one video about Fortnite. We thought we were going to post multiple Fortnite videos. But I stopped playing Fortnite to play other games like Geometry Dash, make YouTube content, like better YouTube content, because when we posted that video, we had less than 100 subscribers. So yeah.
One thing, but maintaining it, that's the hard part.
Wow. Actually, I'm gonna subscribe to this guy. That was awesome. Yo, like we actually gotta subscribe to this guy. Get this guy to 1,000.